Okay, what's up, everyone? Wanted to do a comparison here today, just about what are some of the key differences between throwing a football or being a quarterback, or throwing a baseball and being a pitcher. Okay, so there's some really some key mechanical differences, and I just wanted to go over those differences, just if you're trying to make the transition from being a quarterback to a pitcher or vice versa. So obviously the big thing is, and Tom Brady actually has a little bit longer stride, and did Tom Brady and I did Clayton Kershaw just because I think those guys are probably the two best at their position within their respective leagues. I just thought that would be, at least a good place to start. So the first thing that stands out as a quarterback is your stride is not going to be near as long. Okay, and so when you go in and you get ready for your throw, it's going to be getting the foot down a lot faster. And the big thing with pitchers is they're trying to work on hip and shoulder disassociation. And quarterbacks do that to an extent. You could see how Tom Brady's getting those hips going around, and he wants to do that before he gets his shoulders going, but there's not near as much of a hip disassociation. What that is, and we can see Clayton Kershaw's pitch here to kind of show what that is that it's when you're getting your hips to turn open and keeping your shoulders turned the other way. So you can see how basically his belt buckle here is facing forward towards the catcher, but you can see that his front part of his body is still facing towards us, okay? And so that's a hip and shoulder disassociation, the ability for your hips to be facing one way and the shoulders to be facing the other. You can see here Tom Brady slightly does that, but not near as much as we're seeing with Clayton Kershaw, and that all begins with the big stride. Okay, the next thing is going to be the arm. So we can see with Tom Brady, what he's doing here is he first wants to go and bring that ball up to get to kind of a 90-90 position. And he's really trying to keep those the top of the palm facing upwards as he's loading. And then as he brings it back overhead, he's going to go and try to rotate that hand as fast as he can to make it so the nose of the football is facing straight ahead. So he doesn't really want to go into very much extension with that arm and let it all the way open up until he's all the way up overhead. And you can see Tom Brady does an excellent job of getting that really tall release and that tall extension as he's throwing, which is excellent. And now we'll compare that to Clayton Kershaw. And really, with baseball, it's a little bit different just because there's a lot of different ranges of what you can do. But you can see part of the load, let me scoot this over a little bit, is to actually have that ball straight. Or sorry, the elbow straight. So as he's pushing back with that back leg and generating force there, he's actually allowing that back arm to extend, and then from there he goes from extension with the arm into bending the arm, coming up towards the head, and coming up and through. Okay, so that's a very distinct difference in what type of muscles that you're using. One of them, they're loading and keeping the elbow bent at 90 degrees the whole time and really doing a good amount of rotation, while here you can see he's just extending the elbow, really not doing very much rotation within the arm, and really just trying to generate as much power going forward as he possibly can. Okay, another big thing is going to be how you press off the back leg. We can see here with the pitcher, what he's trying to do is he's trying to create force by bending that knee. So you can see he goes and he stands up at the beginning. Let's wait for it to catch up here. So he's very tall at the beginning. Okay, and then as he's trying to create force, he's going to bend in that knee and then rotate that knee straight downwards in order to really create that that large amount of force generation. So see, now he's going to go and turn that knee in. So he's going from tall to bent to pushing that knee straight down to generate force out of that back leg. Now we'll go and compare that to Tom Brady and what he's going to be trying to do, which is he's going to really go from being more in a bent knee position. See that? How he bent his knee to kind of get ready. And then he's going to push off. He'll bend the knee slightly to load it, but then he's going to push off and really straighten that knee and bring it in from the very beginning. So there's never really a real time of being able to sit back and really load that back leg like what pitchers get to do. And that's why being able to generate fast twitch force off of that back leg is really crucial as a quarterback. You have to be able to transition from the outside part of your foot to the inside part of the foot very, very quickly and very efficiently. You can't waste very much time there. While as pitchers, they have a lot of time that they can use there because they don't have like a time clock for when they have to get rid of the ball. For quarterbacks, you know, the people getting hit, so release time is very, very important. So we can see that, you know, he doesn't get a lot of time to be able to load. He's just turning that foot right in and generating force. So they use a lot more of being able to get the hip and upper body synced all together because they have to create force within those hips and spine a lot more and a lot faster, while pitchers are going to be creating a lot of force with that back leg and being able to effectively push off that back leg, and that creates that disassociation that we're seeing here, that front belt buckle is facing straight ahead, and then the other part of his trunk, the upper part of his trunk, is facing towards us. So it's this push off that gets all the force going where he's most of his weight's facing forward, and then it's the whip that he's going to get. We'll be able to see now by rotating all the way around, and then, you know, the last part is going to obviously be that extension of the elbow, but butt's going to be for really both sides. But you can see here with Clayton Kershaw, he's going to bend the elbow, go through extension, come down hard, while when we look at Tom Brady, he's going to go from having that bent elbow, and then he's going to go into extension, and then just come right back down into internal rotation. So just some quick differences between what you'd be expecting out of a quarterback in comparison to a pitcher. You know, we could see that the load off the back leg is very different. Which makes it so the stride is very different between a pitcher and a quarterback. It's going to be a lot longer for a pitcher, a lot less long as a quarterback. And then also the disassociation between the hips and the shoulders are different. You're going to get much more disassociation as a pitcher, where that hip's facing forward, spine's kind of rotating, or the trunk's facing straight ahead, in comparison to a pitcher where everything's rotating a little bit more together. And then as you're going up overhead, the you know, those are going to be a little bit more similar, but it's going to be going more from a bent elbow to an extended elbow, rather than as a pitcher, you're going to go from extended elbow to a bent elbow, then back to an extended elbow. So just some information there. Hope you guys like it. Check out our website to get a little bit more about our whole online membership, where we have exercises and different things to help out as for speed, for exercises, for overall overhead athletes, quarterbacks as well. And then we also have a whole YouTube channel that goes into in-depth into a bunch of different types of mechanics for people. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.